Wuthering Waves 1.1 update has impressed me so far. I expressed some improvements I'd like to see in my previous video on top of an already good game, and it appears like things are indeed going in a promising direction. To be honest, I didn't really have any doubts from the foundation laid out with 1.0. This video will be a quick spoiler-free impressions on 1.1 so far after completing the story and a little exploration. I do plan on making more in-depth videos like I've been doing before after this. But let's start with the story itself. I don't plan on going through any spoilers, but overall, this is a definite step up from before. The pacing and dialogue moves with a bit more humph to it. There is an exposition explained, but not as convoluted as before, and there are decent stakes in place that keep things engaging as the story progresses, and those stakes add up. Also, I've yet to mention in my previous videos, but I do really like how Wuthering Waves goes about its cutscenes. There are a lot of interesting angles and decent compositions to keep things on screen interesting, even during slower scenes. And that doesn't change with 1.1. In fact, it may even be better composed than before, as they use these shots and camera angles in symbolic ways to convey the story. As for the world design, it's the same thing, it's even better. This is easily their best location so far, not just visually but also in terms of direction. The combination of red and white is a very pleasant and unique palette, and there's a nice sense of scale as you explore, even though this area is about as big as any of the others. There's also that sense of there being more to discover as you explore. The initial reveal of the inner location shows multiple points of interest that will likely catch your eye, and it doesn't feel like the other locations where it's just the one. And then we had the puzzles. I really like the new emphasis on incorporating these puzzles in the open world itself in some way. Similar to the battery puzzles in previous areas, the puzzles in this area are mostly environmental. The puzzles even have a reason behind their existence that's well explained in the story and thoroughly used in interesting ways. There's even a new form of sonnets caskets known as wind chimes, which are always integrated into the environment in some way rather than just randomly floating Genshin Impact style. This new emphasis on integrating these activities into the environment makes discovering these puzzles feel more natural and grounded. And I feel that makes them also feel more like interesting activities defining your exploration rather than just checkboxes for rewards. Then the music is also leagues better. There's now an added leitmotif that defines this region and its story, and I think that's what's been missing when it comes to the rest of the soundtrack, that melody to set an identity. There is a smart combination of tracks used here that range from subtle to evocative, and they all feel like they belong together in a way that blends but doesn't become forgettable. Unlike other overworld music, these tunes stick with me after hearing them, and I think of Mount Firmament and Jinxi's struggle when I do hear it. Moments are highlighted and exploration is made more atmospheric. And finally, the new bosses. I had criticism before where it felt like the bosses indeed were different in how they moved and attacked, but these differences felt surface level a lot of the time. Your strategy didn't really need to change, as all you were really doing was dodging and blocking different animations. Hardly any of the bosses were making use of an advantage that differentiated them outside of the animations and HP. Here, that seems to have changed. Just talking about this mini-boss here, it's not just attacking me with new animations, it's taking advantage of both his agility and his element to attack me in ways others aren't able to. It feels like the spectacle it should be when facing a powerful spectral creature. If this was going the same direction as 1.0 fights, maybe it would still be a decent fight, but it would probably only be using claw and bite attacks with a gold hue around them. I'll save the boss at the end of the story for a future video, but this one is also great. It feels like I'm getting that spectacle from some of the fights from Elden Ring. It's definitely its own fight with actual mechanics. Overall, I'm really enjoying 1.1 so far. As I've been saying in previous videos, I expected this game to get better pretty soon, as I could recognize the talent from the foundation already laid. And it appears so far with 1.1, those predictions may have been correct. I'm barely through 1.1, but I'm already looking forward to the future Wuthering Waves with this update. I think we may have a gem on our hands, and if they continue with this direction, I expect to be sticking around for quite a long time. So what do you guys think of the 1.1 update so far? Is it as good as you'd hoped? Maybe you're disappointed. Let me know in the comment section, as I like to see what people's thoughts are on these kind of things. And if you enjoyed the video and want to see my future critique videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.